Hey everybody, it's Eric from Side Stage Magazine, and I have the privilege and honor of sitting down with Johan from Amaranthe. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Went for a little run, trying to get back in shape.
Which I'm sure, as we talked, is a little difficult while you're on the road for us, because
Yeah.
you're what, like 20 days in, aren't you, into the tour roughly?
Yeah, no, actually, like 6 weeks.
Yeah. So wow.
1 month and 2
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. You're right. So on that note, how has the tour been going?
It's been great. I mean, I really love traveling in this country because everything changes dramatically. Like sitting in the bus and watching out the window, the scenery is just breathtaking. And all the shows has been really, really good. Like last night in New York was just fucking killing it. Same in Montreal. For some reason, Canada is always extremely good to us, especially Montreal and Toronto.
Okay.
But everything's been really good. I mean, the bands we're traveling with, Special Pieces and Cypher 16, we know since before. Good friends of ours. So we knew that won't be any problem. The guys from Failure Anthem and Sits and Zeros, just
great group of guys.
Great people. And
awesome.
Great bands. They have a new fan in me. That's for sure.
Well, that's always good to hear.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess in what you're doing and while you're on the road, I mean, to be able to meet bands and, like you said, become a fan while you're on the road with them, that's always a wonderful thing to do.
It is. It's really nice sort of side thing to being on the road. You get new friends and you discover new things. And that's a really nice thing.
Maximalism is the newest album that you're currently supporting.
Yeah.
Has the success of the album been what you envisioned when writing it, either personally or as a band?
I'm not part of the writing per se. I'm just the bass player. But I think that so far it's been going as we wanted to go. Of course, we would always want to go bigger.
Of course.
And stuff like that, and just hit the charts. But it's been really going well for us with this album. Even though people might give us shit because they think that we sort of left the metal and that we're not being true to metal, but we never really stated that we are a true metal band.
Correct.
So that's up to each one to sort of discover or figure out what we are.
Right.
And you can call us whatever you like. I mean, popish metal band or metalish pop band. Me personally, I don't give a flying F about it.
Well, I mean, like you said, to each is their own.
Yeah.
It's all in what the fan or the individuals interpret it to be.
Exactly.
And as long as the fans are digging the music and digging the CD, then it's a win-win.
Yeah. And also some people, like, for example, that song that many people was sort of upset because we released our first single. Many people on this tour has come up to me and after the shows and said that they did not really, didn't hate the song, but couldn't really relate to the song on the album. But then when they hear it live, they get it.
It translates better.
Yes, it's a live song, and actually all the songs on the album, they are live songs, and they sort of develop when we play them live, and people sort of get it more.
Okay. With Maximalism, how would you say it differs from maybe 2004's Massive Addictive, or the Nexus, or possibly the debut?
Well, we always try to push the limits of it.
Okay.
And I think on this album we have really stepped outside of, not our comfort zone, but we stepped outside of the boundaries that we had before and sort of try not to stay within the boundaries. We just try to create something that we liked ourselves, not meaning that we didn't like the 3 previous albums, but this is more like, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay.
If we want to write a song that sounds like endlessly,
Correct.
then we fucking do it.
Yeah.
If we want to do a Fury, that's pretty
Heavy.
and straight on, then we do it. We don't limit ourselves and think that we have to do this because what will average show think.
Yeah, because it's what's the norm, what's expected.
Yeah. So in that sense, I always, and this is my personal belief, in my sense is that Maximalism is our punk album, not music-wise, but attitude-wise. That we pretty much do what the fuck we please.
Okay.
And if you like it, you like it. If not, shit happens.
Are there any songs on Maximalism that presented possibly more of a challenge when performing them live as opposed to just recording in the studio?
Nah. No, of course it's always tricky to play new songs and sort of get into the vibe with it, but there are really no bigger challenges with any other song. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
So, except for Fury, I love to play that live, but that's so much high energy. So you sort of have to sort of also show that.
Correct.
And that could be on different days.
when you've maybe run a little too much?
Yeah. No worries, I'm going to kick it on stage tonight.
Amaranthe has had a lot of success overseas, or in Europe, in the European market. The U.S. is just now kind of, well, I don't want to say just now, but it's kind of starting to take notice.
Yeah.
Why do you feel it's taken maybe a little bit longer for the U.S. as opposed to the European markets?
Because we are from Europe. That's
right.
One good reason that we sort of grow fast in Europe, because we do more shows in Europe.
Okay.
And play a lot more festivals. We haven't really not played any real festivals in America except for 70,000 Tons of Metal and Rock Power.
Okay.
So, and also, it's always tricky to sort of communicate with the record label and sort of try and follow up on what happens and all that. But I think it's just actually that we are based in Europe. That's why we get bigger in Europe. If we were based in America, it would be the other way around.
It would be the other way around. Okay.
And I think Europe is the more metal market, and we sort of provide something fresh, something new, something that's no one really done before.
Okay.
And now the American audience is starting to pick it up.
For people watching the video, or seeing you first live, can you give a little history of the band? As in where you started?
Well, it started with, well, let's not go into details, but it started with Jake, Olof and Elise. They started to write music together, first as a project, and they wanted to invite famous musicians to it.
Okay.
But they started to really understand that we have something going on here, and they started to write the first couple of songs. And then they asked Andy, our the old growler, who are the first two albums, if he would like to just guest on some parts, and he did, and they sort of hijacked him into the band. They didn't even ask him, they just told him that you're in the band now.
All right.
They have nothing to say about it. Morten, Olof knew since before because they've been touring together, so he was the first choice of drummers. I was actually asked 1 month before the first show to join in, because Andy was actually playing the bass and growling, but he wasn't really comfortable with that, and I only knew him, so I get a late night phone call.
Okay.
He just asked me, and I said, yeah, why not? I had nothing better to do. And at that time, I set a limit for myself that if nothing happens before I turn 30, I'm just going to give up. So we had the first show the day before I turned 30.
Okay.
So that was a heck of time.
Yeah, that was perfect timing.
And then 6 months later, we signed with Spine Farm, and from that day on, it's just been
onward and upward.
Yeah.
Are there any bands, either currently or possibly in the future, you would like to tour with, or look forward to possibly touring with?
Oh, we've been talking a lot about this, and we're trying to figure out what band could we possibly tour with, so that would mean that we could bring something to them and they can bring something to us. So I don't really have a good answer to that. But we would really like doing an American tour with some bigger band.
Okay.
That would be lovely. Sort of spreading our seed.
Spreading your wings?
Yes. That might be the right way to say it.
Yeah, spreading, well, we'll go with spreading your seed.
Yeah.
It all works. Where do you see Amaranthe, and we touched on a little bit earlier, in the current metal landscape?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that you can't really place us in one box. I think you can place us in many boxes.
Okay.
So we're pretty all over the place. If you talk about the metal scene and the landscape, I think we are all over the place because everyone can find something to relate on in our music. I mean, if you take off the clean vocals and the open backtracks and whatever, you really have a metal band.
Right.
Very, like soul work is a big influence for us.
Okay.
So if you really listen to the music, and if Henrik would be solo singing, you can really sense that solo vibe, or the soil work vibe. So, and then we just add up layer on layer, so disguise that and erase the borders.
Alright. What are some of the craziest moments so far on this tour, or memorable times?
Oh, so many. 70,000 tons of metal. That was 5 days of mayhem. Complete and utter chaos. It was a good time. Otherwise, right now, I mean, you have to excuse me, but while being on tour, you can't really pinpoint some special events.
Okay.
When you go home, then you start to reflect on what you've been doing for the last 6 weeks. And then you start to remember, like, oh yeah, that happened.
I remember, yeah, okay.
It's really hard to like, sort of pinpoint. But yeah, the bus broke down, so we had to cancel the first show we ever cancelled in our whole career.
Wow.
Which pretty much sucked. So people from Tempe, Arizona, sorry. Shit happens. The bus broke down, we could not make it in time, so we just chosen to do a cancellation. And that has never happened before, and it pretty much sucked. Because then we got an involuntary day off.
And as a musician, I mean, you want to be there, you want to be playing all the shows.
Yes, of course, and we had people buying tickets, and it just sucked that they had to get the refund and everything. And it just felt so bad that we couldn't do it. So that was a big bummer. But otherwise, it's been great. I can't really pinpoint anything, sorry.
That's alright. Necessities are things that you definitely need when you're on the road.
Clean underwear.
That would be a plus.
Yeah. Clean underwear and a dirty mind. No. What you need to try and switch off and just go with the flow, because it's not easy to be on tour. Especially like me and a couple of guys in the band, we have families back home.
Okay.
So you have to sort of switch off and live in this sort of fake reality we are, because we are actually living in a bubble. So most important bring on tour is your own special way of keeping sanity.
Okay.
And clean underwear.
And clean underwear.
Yeah.
Lastly, where do you see the future for Amaranthe? Or what do you see in the future for Amaranthe?
I see the future bright and clear. We've been going up since the first album, and we are just going to keep on going up, I guess. Releasing a couple more great albums, do bigger shows, bigger tours.
Okay.
Just see how far we can take it. But I really think that we have a good chance in just becoming bigger than we are now. And that's the goal, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we would be happy with the level we are on now, which, of course, is not a bad level, but you always want to go bigger.
Yeah, you always want to go bigger. You always want to grow.
Yeah.
Well, Johan, I thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Side Stage Magazine thanks you, and the fans thank you, and we will see you out there, sir.
Cool. Come to the shows.
See you, man.